Welcome everybody to Funeral Nation episode 145. I'm Ryan Thogmartin. That is my partner in crime, Jeff the Funeral Commander Harbison. And Mr. Harbison, you are where it is sunny out. I am where it is cold out again. 2 weeks in a row. We got to figure out how to get on the road to somewhere warm. Well, at least I do.
Yeah, we have to do that. In fact, we have to talk about a little trip that may happen in June for you and I. Yeah, it's weird because here in Arizona last week, just above us in Flagstaff, they had record snow since 1905. They got like almost 3 feet. Wow. And that's only 2.5 hours north of here. We got rain, which everybody's doing. It's when it rains in Phoenix. It's sort of like if it's a half-inch snow in South Carolina, they go out of their minds.
That's
right. Just driving all over the place.
The convertible tops have to come up, which they are never up, and things break. And
I left my convertible in the driveway, covered up. I don't even pull it out unless the sun's there. So it was a horrible week, and I hit some mud on the golf course. You can't imagine how
lift clean in place. Lift clean in place.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make it through. That's all I'm doing.
It's rough.
Buddy, how's life in your world?
Life is fantastic. It's exciting to continue to do this show with you. And there's one really, really big reason that we're able to bring this every week. And what is that?
That's got to be the boys over, and ladies, excuse me, the entire team.
That's right.
At C&J Financial. I love them all. You know, we've got our friend Jackie. She's always showing up at conventions. And
she's a superstar.
Camera and Rob and Jamie. Their team's the best that it is. There just is no other, hands down. I'm in the financial business here with Foresight Companies. I can make AR go to zero. And C&J Financial is a tremendous part about that. So let's run their promotion.
What payment method do you prefer families use for your goods and services? Most funeral homes and cemeteries prefer cash check or credit card over life insurance as the preferred method of payment. However, families who use life insurance are able to purchase the funeral service of their choice and spend 31% more on your goods and services. By encouraging more families to pay with insurance, you can create a better experience for the family and become more profitable without increasing your call volume. The reason most firms prefer cash check or credit card over life insurance is that insurance companies are a hassle to deal with, and payment can often take weeks or months to receive. With C&J Financial, you can receive funding within 24 hours of verification of benefit, thereby eliminating the hassle, headache, and cash flow delay in processing insurance death claims. Let us show you why hundreds of funeral homes all across America choose C&J for their assignment funding needs, and why many associations, accounting firms, and industry leaders recommend C&J to their clients and members.
All right, Commander. So last week, you were on location at Cold Hand Studio with Next Gen founder Monica Torres, where we talked a little bit about what she's doing on the technology side to bring education into funeral homes via the web, which is not in every other profession, that's old trick, right? We've seen it before. In the funeral profession, it's mind-blowing, which has been a theme with us over the last 3 years, but specifically this year, we've had more technology-related conversations and technology guests. Things are transitioning to where personal preference of a funeral home owner is going out the window for what the consumer wants and what's going to drive business for the funeral home. And technology can't sit on the back burner any longer.
Well, you're right. And I'm privy to lots of private equity money sitting on the sidelines coming into the business. And again, maybe for some funeral homes, you think it's going to remain the same. I had a person call me earlier this week, hasn't done anything, doesn't have a website. I said, will you please say that again? Doesn't have a website and doesn't understand why their firm went from 190 calls down to 60 in the last 5 years.
It's like still having an outhouse.
Yeah, or being in the yellow pages.
Yeah, doesn't make sense. So it's mind-boggling, and because we're privy to private equity money and what's coming into the profession and breaking a lot of that news, it's neat to see now we're getting a lot of technology startups that are happening simply because now there's private equity money for acquisitions coming into the profession, which is only going to speed up where the profession has to get. And we're not speeding up to get ahead of the consumer. We got to speed up just to catch up with the consumer or get within an arm's reach of the consumer.
Right. It's simply a matter of changing behaviors and approach. If you don't do that, you're going to be left behind, period.
That's right.
So it's interesting coming up. We have a guest that's coming on. I think we're announcing this now.
Yes, we are.
First time nobody's heard it. So on Funeral Nation, once again, right, we're doing it. We're the new to the news, bringing it to you. And remember, if you can't get to conventions, etc., you can hear it here.
That's
we
right.
talk about it. So Ryan, you want to give them an idea what's coming next?
That's right. We've got a website that you may have remembered from 2012, 2013 that crashed and burned and now is being resurrected like the Phoenix. And we've got the president of that company and the money behind that company on to discuss what is happening and how they're moving the lead and actual conversion of at-need and pre-need online. So let's get to the interview. Well, Luke, thank you for joining the Commander and I on the Funeral Nation show. Why don't you introduce yourself and who you're with?
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm Luke Freeberg. I'm president of eFuneral. What we do is we offer online solutions for funeral homes to be able to sell at-need and pre-need services directly to their customers.
Very cool.
That's sort of a dream come true for lots of funeral home owners, especially for funeral directors who don't like writing pre-need. So this is exclusively through homesteaders. Is that correct?
So we are exclusive from the insurance side. So if you write a policy through eFuneral, we're going to put it with homesteaders on the insurance side, but we also work with funeral homes that aren't exclusive to homesteaders. So for us, we want to partner with funeral homes who want to enter this market and who are ready for that next step. And so if you don't write exclusively with homesteaders, we'll still work with you. It's just when we place a policy, it's with homesteaders.
I got it. So share with us how eFuneral is working, because there was something before and homesteaders bought it, took it out. And it's interesting that you allow it to kind of rest for a while and re-emerging, which I think is a great idea. So tell us how it works, Luke.
Yeah. So eFuneral, as you mentioned, was previously a company out of Ohio, and they focused on, I think their goal was to be the Yelp for funeral homes and provide a lot of reviews. Ultimately, they sold out of the business, and homesteaders purchased the domain and some of the assets. They weren't sure what they wanted to do with it, and quite honestly, when they bought it in 2014, it was probably too early for that digital where people are online and on a daily basis. So they just shelved it and they put it on the bench and waited a few years. And then in 2016, they started the company with the focus of, we're ready. We know that there is going to be this wave of boomers who are online first, who are searching, and we want to be ready when that comes. And so they started eFuneral as a separate company, which has been a great opportunity for us, because while we have the backing of $1 billion insurance company, we're not in the legacy of the insurance company. Companies that have been around for 100 years, there's a lot of challenges to being able to adapt to the market. And by us being a separate entity, we've been very responsive and been able to iterate and learn and test things out in a way that doesn't negatively impact the homesteaders brand, and hopefully over time just continues to amplify it.
Very cool. So if I'm a funeral home, what is the value that eFuneral is providing me if I partner with you?
Yeah. So the number one thing that eFuneral is going to do is imagine us like another sales avenue for your customers to come into your site. So you're already spending dollars driving traffic to your website, your Facebook pages, your marketing dollars, and trying to engage with your customers. What we are is we're an extension of that. So somebody would come to your website and they'd be able to make all of their arrangements directly from your site, at need, pre-need, imminent, and we facilitate all of the regulatory hurdles that come with that. The funeral space, as everyone knows, is a heavily regulated, and it's lots of regulation bodies. And so we work with our homesteaders background to be able to make sure that we can navigate that on behalf of the funeral homes. The biggest thing that people see from us is it's that 24/7 agent, 24/7 salesperson who's never sleeping, never thinking about anything other than let's help that customer go through that process.
Interesting. So effectively, you're providing a portal for people, consumers at home. What a shock, to do their own planning, plan their own funeral, and essentially choose their own pre-need. Is that correct?
Yeah, it is, and maybe it's not at home. Maybe it's they just got a diagnosis and their dad went to hospice and they're told that they need to take this arrangement. So, you're trying to always find that way to work into those centers of influence and those opportunities. It's a great way to then for those funeral homes to say, hey, here's an opportunity, hospice nurse, just plan it right there. We'll take care of everything for you, and you don't have to worry about it.
Okay, so. Is this offered exclusively to funeral homes?
Yeah, so we partner with funeral providers. There are funeral homes, cremation organizations. It's anyone who is licensed to provide a funeral. So eFuneral is not a funeral provider. We're a technology company first and foremost, an insurance agency second. And so our focus is how do we help facilitate the transactions, but we still need that funeral provider to be the one who delivers the service. We are an amplification of the work that they're already doing. We are not a replacement of the brand and the equity that they've developed.
Sure.
So how is eFuneral differing from some of the other companies that are dabbling in the space in this arena already?
Yeah, I think what you see a lot of interest in this arena. Our biggest differentiator is that you can do at need, pre-need, the exact same sales process for that consumer. That's not a small thing. We spent 2 years developing it because the regulations are so hard to navigate and making sure that you handle all the difficulties of that. That's the biggest differentiator. The second comes down to having the backing of a company that's in this forever. With us having homesteaders, we're not looking to make a dollar and sell our business. We're not looking to transition into something else. We're wanting to make that long-term investment and grow the industry because that's to homesteaders' benefit, that's to eFuneral's benefit, and that's to our partners' benefits, the funeral homeowners. Those would be the biggest differences. Ultimately, everything else, when you come down to pricing a funeral or some of those kind of more technological things, they tend to be relatively the same. There might be a different flavor of UI or a different experience, but ultimately, I think what you get when you partner with eFuneral is that longevity of a company that is not taking the 5-10 year view. We're taking the 50 to 100 year view.
Well, Luke, you probably don't know, but Ryan and I have been talking about this newfangled interweb business for some time now. And so you guys are upping the ante there, it sounds like. As we close, how does someone find out or reach out in order to jump in on this new eFuneral train?
Yeah, the best way is to go to efuneralpartner.com. So it's eFuneralPartner, one word, .com. You'll find information as well as a get started button, which will get you in touch with somebody at eFuneral. We'll then give you a demonstration of the site, walk you through any of the questions you have, and be able to get you up and going. If not there, you'll be able to just send us a contact or a note. If you go to efuneral.com, do the contact us or become a partner at the bottom of the page.
All right, beautiful. Well, Luke, we appreciate you coming on. Ryan and I are particularly excited about new technology. Anything that can make the customer, i.e. family experience, better and help the funeral director to streamline their work better. I see this as a great tool because the family can be explicit in exactly what they want. They get a chance to write it down themselves. So great job. We'd like to have you back soon, so maybe an update. Are you going to be in Charlotte at the ICCFA?
I'm not quite sure on Charlotte, but I know we'll be at Chicago at the NFDA convention this year. And then we're still working out the other conventions prior to that. So it's in our roadmap. I don't know if it'll be me or somebody other representing the company.
All right.
Excellent.
Well, we want to connect up with them and follow up and see how you guys are doing. Thank you for spending time to come on our effing show today.
Thank you. Really appreciate you taking the time and appreciate the interest in eFuneral. So thank you.
Yes, sir. Good luck.
Thank you. See ya.
See, that's brilliant. I mean, the bottom line from a financial standpoint here, what we talk about at the foresight companies, you have to be doing at a minimum 40% writing pre-needs to your 100% that you're doing at needs. If you're below that, you have an unsuccessful program. And so this is maybe another way of reaching out, simply because guess what? Funeral homes, their pre-need program is somebody walks through the door. It's just like the fire department. They treat pre-need marketing the same as they do at need marketing. Where at the fire department, the bell goes off, we slide down the pole, we go get the body. Do nothing to start fires somewhere, and it's time. This is going to start some fires.
Absolutely is going to start some fires, and the cool thing is you're getting to engage that consumer whenever you want to, or whenever they want to. And that's, that's the key. Like, you can have a recurring revenue stream that works for you. Funeral homes work. They got to be in the business. They got to be serving families. And this is a product now that if your marketing is on point and you can drive consumers here, this works for you. It saves you a lot of time. So it's going to be cool to see what happens with this.
Yeah, me too. In fact, it's funny when you were talking about working hard and no results. You remember on Christmas Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, when the mom says, "Oh, he's just working so hard," and the father-in-law says, "Yeah, so do washing machines." I mean,
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to close up in a minute, but we've got. Wait a minute, Ring Ring, right?
Ring.
Customers from Ring Ring. We use Ring Ring. If you're not using Ring Ring, you're probably not getting a lot of
Ring. Let's roll it.
We're Ring Ring Marketing. We help funeral homes generate at least 10 more at-need calls per month. Our techniques help you dominate local search rankings and become the top choice for services in your area. We also proudly offer a 100% money-back guarantee. For a free copy of our book, visit www.funeralhomeprofits.com.
All right, Commander, another successful episode in the books. I liked the episode last week and the week prior where one of us was out of our normal habitat. We got to do more of that. You and I are both traveling next week, so we will see what happens. Maybe we'll have another live episode. Who knows?
You know what? I have to get back to my natural habitat. So we'll see if we can work that back out too.
All right. Until next time, have a great effing week.
Out here.